Hey viewers, welcome to Chunner Checks It Out. My name's Chunner. In this video, I'm going to be watching Golden Kamuy, episode 58. Just didn't know it. We had Tsukushima. We had Kikuta who recruited Sugimoto off the streets, even though he wasn't part of the military. The mom recruited somebody to go out with the flag bearer. So Sugimoto stood in and he knew everybody. Kikuta, Lieutenant Tsurumi, and Tsurumi was hanging out with Ogata, Tsukushima, and Usami. Yeah, it's just all connected. They just didn't realize it. So, yo, let's check it out. Who are these people? And Lieutenant Tsurumi knew that wasn't Yusaku, that wasn't Ogata's brother, the real flag bearer. That's not me. Nothing to see here. He thought they're gonna take out her. Alright, Sugimoto. Yeah, you don't have to. Sayonara. So is this who she ended up marrying? She ended up marrying somebody older than her? Or is that her father? Kaneko Kaiko, financial titan known as the Empress in the early 1900s. During the Russo-Japanese War, she spared no expense to aid war widows and care for the wounded. She was a good person. Is that Yusaku and Ogata? This is what Sugimoto remembers. Forget about me because I got a first-class ticket to hell. More people died of disease than bullets during that war. That was probably late 1800s then. They didn't have cures. They didn't know about medicine. Oh, that's not really your fault. You're just standing out there naked? Okay. Make sure he doesn't go out of control. Oh, that's why Ogata and Kikuta, when they were in the Sapporo beer factory, that's why Ogata and Kikuta gave each other that look. Just don't get in each other's way. That was the commander. Is that his father? That's not his father. His father is higher up than him, I think. But to make sure you're both not caught at once, I want you to act separately. So they were planned for the 7th. To keep Lieutenant Tsurumi in line from doing what? Stealing the gold? I still don't know what Ogata's motives are. Does Ogata want the gold for himself? Or does he just want to prove himself as a sharpshooter? Then you have this battle, 1904, Hill 203. This is where Sugimoto became immortal. He was already calling himself immortal, but this is where everyone saw that he was actually immortal. He rallied the troops. And when I looked up this battle was actually not just one battle. It was just fought on multiple fronts, it seems like, on kind of this area, not necessarily on this specific hill, but in this specific instance where it seems like they were fighting this is the Russo-Japanese War, and the Japanese, I think, were attacking on the hill in Hokkaido, and they were entrenched on the top of the hill, and the Japanese stormed the hill and were able to breach the Russian defenses over a period of, I think, a month or something like that. It wasn't just one day. But yeah, in this instance, this is where people realized that Sugimoto rallied the troops and he was an inspiration, along with the flag bearer who Ogata decided to shoot in the back of his head. Back to the present. So he's happy about that. Hijikata realized something at the same time as Tsurumi. What? You just took out Kikuta. Oh. This is how he was relaying information back to the commander. Oh. So what does Kikuta want from Tsurumi? Fort Goryu-Ukaku. Interesting. Oh, I see. So you line up the skins, which then make the design of Fort Goryu-Ukaku? Yep. Hakodate, and then Fort Goryu-Kaku, oldest port in Hokkaido. 1.8 kilometers. So that's basically 1.5 miles about if you go along the outer moat. So if you're walking, it's maybe a 45 to 50 minute walk to walk the perimeter.
江戸幕府の役所がこの星の中心にあったのだよ。ロシアの南下政策からの守りや欧米との外交、蝦夷地の政治を担う場所として作られた。そして我々幕軍が官軍と戦った最後の地。土方歳三は函館で死んだとされておりますよ。明治30年までは。
1997 as a training ground. Well, though they would have hidden the gold before that, right? Probably in the 1850s or even earlier. I'm not sure when the timeline on that. That would have been because if Sugimoto was, let's say, 18 in 1905, then was it Wilk? Oh, it was Wilk who hid the gold. So that would have been 18 years earlier. Wait a minute. If it's 1914 now and Asirpa is 18, then that would be late 1800s. 1895 when Asirpa was born, and then so that would have been 1870s or 80s. And when was the military was active? Training ground until 1897. So it would have been before when they were still using it as a training ground. Potentially that's where they hid the gold. Not sure how long they were using it as a training ground for, as it was a castle during that time. So it's underneath?
俺もいた。だがその軍艦は事故で乗っていた領事も家族も将校たちもみんな沈んだ。代わりの領事が来ることはなく、領事が消えた後、俺たちがこの壁を作った。
おとなしには死んでもらうしかなか。何だったんだ。
Wait, this was when Tsudumi. That was his interaction with Lieutenant Tsudumi. What? That was back in season 3? That was when Lieutenant Koito was talking to Tsudumi, and Tsudumi was trying to recruit Lieutenant Koito.
Golden Kamuyにみんな殺された。もたもたしてられん。急いで探すぞ。
長倉じいちゃん、さっきから焦りすぎなんだよ。
こいつら
Here they are. Okay. Oh, man. What?
発信人は鶴見注意。発局は札幌から1時間前だ。
He figured it out. 2 trains that travel between Sapporo and Hakodate each day. Oh, right, because they're in Sapporo.
いや、鶴見注意なら待機してる記者を乗っ取ることだってやりかねない。そうすればやっぱり半日で来られる。
落ち着けスライシー。多分そこにはないと思うぞ。
じゃあ金塊はどこにあんだよ。
建物の床下に隠した可能性が高い。これらを優先
Shirai's gonna start randomly searching.
ところでそもそもの話だが、今すぐ見つけられたとしてどこまで金塊を持って逃げる。
2馬車で運べる金塊の量はどれくらいだ。
Not enough.
田所たちが2馬車90台くらい探してこれたらいけるかもな。
ふざけるな。
90 carts? Shiraishi's panicking.
戦うしかない。ここに籠城して奴らを迎え撃とう。
第七師団相手に俺たちで。
では撃ってやる。
Hijikata has some reinforcements?
小樽に仲間待ってる。
何名くらい。
120。武器もある。
小樽で仲間を連れて。
So this is gonna be a shootout.
まで来てほしい。
確かにそうだ。
Well, it's better than Lieutenant Tsudumi getting the
金
gold.
塊を全部奪われるかもしれねえぞ。
我々の勝ち目は薄い。鶴見注意に奪われれば手にする金
Yeah, they
塊
get
はゼ
nothing.
ロだ。
Darnimas точная физиляция. Мечтата
Юрбаре
товарища
Сване.
Юрбарса. Завете верка Юрбарса. Я рядом им остаться пустыми мечтами.
That's Ogata. Wait, Ogata's hiding out with the Russians?
ロシア軍と戦ってきた百戦錬磨のゲリラたちだ。無謀な戦いにはならん。この土方歳三が函館で戦うのは
He knows the
二回目
ins
だ。
and outs of
ここでの戦
Hakodate.
い方をよく知っている。
We are coming down to the end of Golden Kamuy, and I am very excited, but also wondering how this is going to end, because I know that Hokkaido is not part of Russia or its own independent country or nation. Hokkaido is part of Japan. And so is this the event where Lieutenant Tsudumi gets the gold and wins out of this last stand that Hijikata and Sugimoto and Asirpa and the Russians who want to fight for an independent nation, are they going to have a last stand at this fort? And is Sugimoto and Asirpa going to escape if that happens? There's a lot of things that could happen, and obviously this gold is just kind of a rumor, you know, this is fiction, and so I'm assuming that all these facts are thrown in, which are correct. The knife that Ipote had, and the lady who was cast aside, and the mom tried to recruit her to go out with the flag bearer. And so all these little facts are thrown in, but I'm assuming that this gold thing is kind of the made up part of it. Or maybe it was just the rumor, you know, that was going on, but I don't think it was actually there. Maybe it was there. I'm not really sure. I'm assuming that that the gold part of it is made up. But yeah, basically Japan takes over Hokkaido at some point in time. And so does that mean that Sugimoto and company lose this last stand? Is this kind of like the Alamo fort of Japan culture, of what they're trying to indicate in the story. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe, and then we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. See ya. Bye.